Hello my friends, and welcome to the Scrappiness YouTube channel. Katie here, and today I'm going to show you how to create this super simple mini slimline card. Let's jump in. So the products I'm going to be using today is the Scrappiness mini slimline cross stitch dies. The stamp sets that you see here that I'm showing, I'm not going to use those today. I opted to use one of the new Hello My Crafty Friend dies that just released. I am going to be using one of the colors of wood grain in the Lumberyard paper pack. They come in all kinds of colors that you see there in the pack. However, I'm going to decide once I get everything inked up which coordinates best. So this is the Pink Fresh Studio Daisy Wreath stencil, which is available in the Scrappiness shop. And so here the stencils are numbered. I'm showing you there's a little number, and then there's also a little corner guide to line up your cardstock with your stencil. Now my cardstock is bigger than 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and so I'm going to show you a trick here in a few minutes how to line that up when you have larger cardstock. That's super quick, and you'll be able to line that up on any size cardstock that you have if you don't specifically measure them out to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, or if you're using scraps or something like that. So stencil number 1, we're coming in with New Sprout and Bamboo Leaves. So the first layer here I'm doing is the New Sprout. Now it's a lighter green from Memento, so I'm using the Bamboo Leaves over top of that to deepen up that green a little bit. And in between colors I do use a microfiber cloth just to wipe the stencil so that there's no contamination of greens or anything like that. Now once this is done, I'm going to show you the little trick. So we're going to lift up our stencil, and I'm going to take stencil number 2, which is the daisies, and I'm going to put that on the cardstock, and then I'm going to bring the leaves back over top, and I'm actually going to lift them up, tap them down, get everything lined up, and use the top stencil there because you can see the leaves coming through to get everything lined up for that bottom stencil, and then I'll tape down and you're good to go. And again, you can do that with any size cardstock that you're ink blending on for your stenciling, for your layered stencils, which makes it super easy. Okay, so coming in for stencil number 2, we've got Dandelion as our light color, and our layering color is going to be Cantaloupe. So here I'm just cleaning it up, and I'm going to show you again. This is stencil number 3. I'm going to put that down on the bottom and put the stencil number 2 on the top, and then get everything lined up that way, lift up the edge, and add my tape to my cardstock and stencil, and we're good to go to start coloring again. So now I'm coming in with the Cantaloupe. So this is a nice layering color to go over Dandelion to give that dimension and depth to our stencil. And then for the last stencil, I do the same process. I lift everything up and adhere it down, and I'm going to come, oh nope, not our last stencil. This is our center pieces, my apologies. So this is the center pieces for our daisies, and I'm using Rich Cocoa. Now when you're using blender brushes, and I'm bouncing between the Pink and Main Mini and the Altenew Mini blending brushes. Blending brushes give softer ink application, so when you want to ink blend and get a darker color, you just keep adding the color, and so I added that a few times to get the depth of brown that I wanted for that particular part of the stencil. And so now I'm coming in with the final stencil. This is the stems portion of the stencil and our wreath, because the stems basically make up the wreath, and I'm coming in with Cottage Ivy. And so once I get that all done, our ink blending and stenciling is going to be finished. Now I did pick up the die for this wreath from somewhere else, so it's not available in the Scrappiness shop, but you can purchase it elsewhere. But the stencil is, so if you have a scan and cut, you could probably use that to cut the stencil out as well. Once you get it inked up, maybe you have to add some penciling to get a nice outline, but you should be able to cut it out with that too. Now The die that I'm using is Hello My Crafty Friend. It's the newest one in the shop that just released. And I was gonna use Hello My Friend, but then after I put everything together, I've die cut them out 3 times. I decided to just go with Hello Friend. Now the Hello is attached to the Crafty, so I was showing you there how I snip off just a little bit to separate those 2 dies cuts once they're cut. And here I'm just adding my lumberyard paper to a little bit of yellow cardstock for a matte layering. And the yellow cardstock measures 3 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches. And the die that I use to cut out the wood grain is the largest one, and that measures 3 1/8 by 5 5/8. So I've added it to my Nino Classic Crest white heavyweight card base, and that measures 6 by 7. We've scored that at 3 1/2 inches. And now I'm going to add my daisy wreath. So just using some Barely Art glue, great liquid glue, and for those of you that may notice a little bit of sheen on the wood paper, the wood cardstock, it does have a little bit of a sheen, and so the Barely Art glue is perfect for slicker surfaces because it really adheres down. It doesn't slide around on you. I really like it especially for the glossier type of cardstocks. So here I've got my 3 layers thick of my Hello die, and then I'm going to add in the friend portion. I didn't do the my. You can see that sitting off to the side there. And for my tittle, I did have those, but I opted to use the bright rainbow heart sprinkles to pull out one of the yellow hearts to add for my tittle above my eye. So some of the hearts are a little bit thicker, and so I had a nice chunky yellow one that I was able to use, which was perfect for this card. And that finishes it up, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and make sure you check the description box below. That's going to list everything that's been used in the video today, and I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll catch you in the next video.